So, what I want to talk on The Last of Us was about the character manipulation by HBO. HBO did a lot of character manipulation, and the game was way to the right, and HBO show was way to the left. The amount of action in the show did not meet the amount of action in the game. The interaction with humans versus the interaction with zombies were off. So those are the things I think HBO failed to do in the show. However, I heard they were saying it was money constrained. That's why, because VFS for those graphics, those loader can be very expensive to create. So they took a shorter cut. I think the entire whole show was only one bloater that they made. There were thousands of loaders in the game, but in the show they gave us only one. And another thing they did so bad was Billy. Billy was a survivalist. Billy was not a romantic guy. They made the show, the Billy character in the show, look like someone hungry for love, someone depressed from emotions. But that was not Billy. Billy was a survivalist. And I'm going to show you what Billy looked like in the game versus what HBO gave to you. So this scene was recorded in Bill's time. If you play the campaign, this was the time Ellie and Joe went to look for Billy. You know, looked like Billy was holding Joe some money or square off, meaning that Joe did a favor for him and he went back to Billy so Billy can return back that favor. And Joe came to Bill's stand. Bill's stand was completely and only booby trapped with bombs to keep the zombies away. And I think, yeah, they saw Bill already and they went to go collect, like, I believe it was a car battery or something like that, but I forget the entire story. But yeah, you see Ellie, Joe, and Bill is in the back. As you can see, this is a guy that pulled out a gun right away on his friend with handcuff. But this was not what we saw on the show. Here on the show was a lover boy, was not this aggressive survivalist and action man. So HBO actually gave us a photocopy character. You can listen to the kind of word they use. Don't test me. Get on the ground. It's an action man. On the show was a lover boy. Again, you can see his survivor instinct. Even though Joe was Bill's friend, he's still looking him to make sure that he didn't get any bite from the zombie because he don't want to get infected. So Bill is a survivalist. Bill don't care about love, about emotion, about anything. All Bill cares about is living to see the next day. That's Bill. Again, I was talking about the booby traps, bombs. The whole town was booby trap. That's what they is saying. You came into my town, you set up my whole traps, meaning that they is always afraid to get infected. Bill is a survivor. Bill is not a lover boy. What HBO gave to us was not Bill, was something else. That's why I drew my conclusion to say that the HBO Last of Us show was not for the gamers, was not for the gaming community, was actually a show off and a propaganda to attract more viewership. That's my conclusion. Again, pay Ho Joe a favor. So they're gonna square that. That's why they came to the town. I have sent you my portfolio with some suggestion. Have a look. Yeah, sure. I will definitely take a look. Definitely reacting to your shot. I will. I will do that. Okay. Again, I want to talk about the main character, which is Ellie. You see how aggressive Ellie is in the game? That's not the same Ellie they gave to us on the show. I know HBO, you know, try their best to mimic Ellie to be that aggressive person, but the Ellie we, the gamers, know about, the Ellie we know about was not the Ellie in the show. Ellie is different in the show. This is the real Ellie. The Ellie that will stand up, that will stand up to anybody. You saw what she just did. They handcuffed her to the pole. She broke the pole and she broke Billy shooting him. That's Ellie. That's the tough Ellie for you. So I'm gonna cut it out there. We have seen the difference between the bill they gave us on the show, the HBO show to be precise, and the bill we got in the game. Two different bill. We have also seen the early they gave us on the show versus the early we played with on the game. Two different early. I think the show was off the game. It was just a show off for viewership, nothing more. Did not meet the requirement of the game. That's my take.